Hi guys, Brent Abel here, Web Tennis, and I want to give you a quick tip about, one of the most common themes that, I try to teach you, which is about spacing. And spacing is that spatial distance, that relationship that you have when you line up to the path of the incoming ball. And, if you are consistent with your spacing, well, then the swing part's pretty simple. It's when your spacing is inconsistent where, maybe the ball is a little bit too far away, the ball's a little bit too close in here. That's when you start having to improvise your swing. And once you start having to improvise your swing, your shot making consistency really starts to go down. So, one of the things I want you to work on is your visual contact with a moving tennis ball, watching the ball. But there's really a lot more to it than just, hey, go ahead, watch the ball better. One of the things, or one of the problems that we have, is that we have a moving tennis ball at the same time that we're moving ourselves in the court, trying to get aligned to that path of the incoming ball. And typically what happens is you can move in a certain way where that ball is kind of bouncing up and down as you're trying to visually track it. And if that's the case, I'm telling you, you just don't line up as well to the path of that ball as you'd like. So here's a little drill that I do, and I do this all the time, probably once a week, where I'm going to get out there for maybe 5 minutes, and here's the drill. The first thing is I start on the baseline, and I'm going to look for a stationary object on the back fence. And so I'm going to look just about head high, and where I can see the back fence right now, I don't know if the video picks it up, but I can look at the crossbars on that back fence as a specific spot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start on the baseline, and I'm going to try to walk at that. I'm going to try to walk towards the net, looking at that spot, trying to make sure it's not moving up and down as I walk, get up to the net, and then do the same thing moving backwards, trying to make sure that my specific stationary object, that spot, isn't moving up and down. When you walk, it's pretty easy to do it. Now we're going to go ahead and try to jog and still keep your head smooth and trying to really keep that spot there as quiet and as still as possible as you move. So we start with a walk, then we go to a jog, then we go to a run. A run's faster than a jog, but you're not sprinting. Same thing when you come back, trying to keep your stationary object as quiet as possible, and then you got to sprint. Then the last one is you sprint, and you sprint backwards. Be careful when you sprint backwards that you don't lean too far backwards, because it's easy to trip and fall over. Another drill that you can do with trying to train your eyes to track the ball better, start over here in one of the alleys, and I want you to sidestep twice and then turn so that you're running right along the baseline. But the whole key here is that as you go through this, is that you're trying to move side to side, turn, run, and keep your eyes really focused on that spot on the back fence. The other drills you can do is you can make up your own. What are your typical footwork patterns when you play points? Mine, serve and volley, I have to do a lot where I move forward, split, and then maybe move it a 45 degree to my forehand, or maybe move a 45 degree to my backhand. But you need to be able to go into your sprinting forward, go into your split step, come out of your split step, react right, react left, and be able to really visually keep a lock on that spot so that you start to train yourself to use the legs as a shock absorber, and where the head really floats on your shoulders, keeping that spot that you're looking at as quiet as possible. And the better you get at this skill, being able to visually track the ball and not have it sort of lurching or bouncing up and down, the better that you can track it, I'm telling you, you're going to align yourself better, more consistently to the path of that incoming ball from your opponent. Doesn't matter if it's a ground stroke, return to serve, volley, overhead, whatever it is. The better visual contact that you make with the tennis ball, the chances go way up that your spacing is going to be a lot better, which means that your shot production is going to go way up. So I want you to get out there 2 times a week for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever it is. But do this twice a week. Walk, jog, run, and then sprint. right below the video. I want to hear your feedback, want to hear your comments. What do you think? Looking forward to helping you. Have a great day.